Hello and welcome, past and present snobs. This is Science Fiction Snob, and I'm coming to you from deep in the northern Alberta wilderness, where winter has come early. Thank you, Al Gore. Thanks for nothing. Today we're going to talk about the adventures of Kim Il-sung and Best Korea. This is a comic book put out by Commie Mark. He's a famous YouTube communist. You can see him out there on the internets. And we're going to talk about the book today. So, first of all, let's just say that this book is not a typical comic book. Most comic books are, number one, drawn by somebody. So this one is not. Oh, wait, I should go back. So first of all, this is the typical, this is the tier that I got. It's one of the lower tiers. It's not fancy. Some of the other fancier tiers had a tinfoil edition where the cover was made of tinfoil. So this is obviously a take on the chromium type books that some various comic books put out. So in addition to that, I believe everyone got this, which is one of those dolls that you put together, blockheads or something like that they're called. So I have not put mine together yet. It's not perforated, so you can't, I don't know, is that not done on purpose? Is that a cheap communist trick? You have to actually cut it out very, very carefully yourself with scissors, so I have not done that yet. I don't know if I'm going to do that. So anyway, so this is a very common tier that I got here. So the first thing about the book is that it's as I said, it's not drawn. You can take a look here. It's comprised of all pictures, historical photographs from that time, and they're all overlaid with text to tell the story of Kim Il-sung. So let's just take a little look. This part here was obviously taken out by the censors for some reason, but you can see they're all historical pictures. So take a little more look into the book here. Okay, lots of great photos that you'd expect. A little bit of some ads. You know, you can't get a comic book nowadays without ads in it. So the paper here, the paper is a nice, fairly thick stock, so it feels good. It's not like one of those regular cheap comic books. The artwork looks nice on the front. I like that style. Let's say that this comic book is not everyone's cup of tea, right? It's like I said, it's not drawn. Okay, all the pictures are they're just stock. They're, I don't know if stock photos, but they're historical photos from that time, and the Koreans, Japanese, Chinese pictures from that era of, you know, the 1950s. The story it tells is the story of how North Korea became North Korea. So this is the true story. Okay, so that's a factor here. This is you're going to finally get the truth story of how North Korea became North Korea from North Koreans. And this is a story that is not told to us here in the West. So if you're North Korean, you're of course very familiar with the story that is told in this book. But us and the rest of the world, we don't have the true story. Here's finally the truth story as the Koreans see it. So that's an exciting part of the book. So I recognize that this book is not everyone's cup of tea. Why it appealed to me. I have an interest in Soviet and Russian history. I have an interest in authoritarian regimes, particularly of the socialist, communist type. So that's one of the reasons why I got this book. So again, I said it might not appeal to everyone. So perhaps, you know, you're going to see this review and it's not going to get you to go out and buy this book. But I would suggest that the author, Commie Mark, he has another project that's coming up, I believe, that it isn't like a follow-up to this book. It's something different. So I would suggest that just because of the, the unusualness of this book, the his creativity, that you might consider backing his next project, whatever it is, because it will be different. It won't be a standard superhero comic. It'll be something that's more unusual. He has a very unique sense of humor, and you can see that when you go to his YouTube shows, you watch his shows, you go on there. Now, I'll give you an example. I respect him because he's a true communist. He practices what he preaches. For example, everyone who is a regular or even shows up on his YouTube channel, you'll get a wrench. You'll become an administrator because, you're one of the people. All the people are in this together. Everyone must be responsible for the security and the security of his channel. So you'll all be able to be moderators on his, administrators on his channel, even if you don't want to, like me. So that's a good thing. He is true to his communist roots. So this book is fairly rare. I don't know if you can get a copy again, but I would encourage you again to look out for other stuff that he's done. He's on YouTube. He is a Brit. Don't hold that against him, but an excellent job overall. Some great shots. One complaint that I do have about the book, and I hope he'll take this into consideration for his next project, the text is really, really small. Some of us are old, and we can't see so well anymore, and we don't want to have to pull out our magnifying glass every time we want to read some text. So, bump up the text bump up the font size on the text for next time. Commie Mark, how about it? Give us a little bit of a break. All right. So other than that, this is here's an ad for his show right here, Russian Troll Factory. So I'll give you an idea. So again, if this is not your cup of tea, if you're not into Soviet Russian history, Korean history, history of authoritarianism within the 20th century, that's fine. You might not like this book, but you probably will like other stuff that Commie Mark does. So I recommend that you check him out and see what his next project is. So that's all we have for today. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.